We have already taken the liberty of measuring out and melting down everything. As I stated in the intro, this is not a tutorial, but hopefully you can learn some things. With the first being, I totally miscalculated how much black iron oxide to put in the soap, which will likely lead to the staining of light color rags. So something you want to do is, when you're working with oxides, about a half teaspoon per pound is all you need. It's really potent. And I found that out a little too late, but you know, it is what it is. It's still a great soap. We're not going to check it out. And we'll just give everybody a warning. We, of course, want everyone to be inspired and want to take something from this video, but we're just not comfortable with teaching it. So this video is more of a behind the scenes, just to give you a little peek at our process. If you're interested in learning more soap facts, feel free to drop a comment below and I'll answer you the best I can. But I'm a terrible teacher. If you want thorough instruction, then I highly suggest the Soap Queen Anne Marie. That's where I learned to make my soap from, as well as the Duchess of Sud, Katie Carson, and I will leave a link for both of those lovely ladies in the box below, so make sure to check them out if you don't already know who they are, which, if you're watching this video, I highly doubt that is the case. You can see me now pouring the lye down the stick blender. That's to help eliminate any bubbles in our soap. Although with this soap, I wouldn't have minded as much, as it is more of a rustic look. We're using tobacco rose. If you're not familiar with that scent, with us, smells like a nice blend of pipe tobacco, vanilla, some musk, and a little bit of rosewood. It's one of our most popular scents, especially in bath bombs. We're soon to release a lotion. We've had soap in it before, and it was originally a soap, and it's been in such high demand that we decided to bring it back. It'll either already be out when I release this video or release shortly after. I'm not decided on that yet. Now, as I stated, we are going for a rustic look, or rustic. I'm not really sure which is the proper way to pronounce it. Somebody let me know. For this soap, and that is why we kind of mixed it past just emulsion and went to trace. Now, even though we worked with this scent before, for whatever reason it caused acceleration, so we should have just gone to trace because it thickened up more than I would have liked. We already planned on scooping, but my goodness, well, you're going to see in here in a few minutes just how thick the soap gets. It still turns out beautifully, which you'll see if you're following us on Instagram. You'll see all the lovely pictures and the way it came out. I actually wish it had a little bit more character to it. It turned out more smooth than I would have liked, but I also didn't want it to look like cheddar cheese. So I did slow down on the mixing and immediately start loading after getting the fragrance thoroughly blended in, and I might have just tapped just a little too much. Admittedly, another factor that played into the mix-up is I'm filming myself, and that's still not something I'm used to. I am a bit camera shy, which is why you don't see my face, but I promise I'm working up to that, and I'll, put my lovely mug on the screen. Maybe not the next video, but definitely in future videos. As you can see, it's good and thick here. If the sound was on, you would hear that emulsion blender was not making any effect once it got to that thickness, which is why I started scraping away. And I didn't even scrape it as much as I would have liked because I was worried about the soap setting too quickly. This soap does heat up when we get it into the mold, but we still wrapped it and covered it, which you'll see later on, because I wanted to get a few cracks in the top. And you're probably thinking, why on earth? Like I said, we're going for that rustic look, and I think for certain soaps, cracking and ashing work rather well. Now, I didn't get any ashing on this soap, which is fine. But with it being pipe tobacco and having that smoky smell, the ashing would have definitely worked in the aesthetic favor of the soap. And if you ever get soap with ashing, if you don't know what that means, that's when the top of the soap looks a bit dull. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly safe to use. All that happens is that it cooled down too quickly, or maybe they soaked at a too low of a temperature that can cause it. I'm not sure if too high of a temperature can cause it, but I know soaping at a low temperature can bring on soda ash to your soap. A trick I learned, if you don't like soda ash, is to spray the top of your soap with some 99% rubbing alcohol. And you do that when you've got your design in, and then you'll come back for the first few hours, like every couple hours, and spray it again. If you're worried about letting the heat out and not getting full gel phase is what makes soaps very vibrant, then don't uncover it and just wait until you're ready to unbox it, and you can apply a bit of steam. Either a lot of people will use an actual clothes steamer, or if you have an old iron that you just laying around, then you can pump the steam from that, and it'll make the soap have a wet look at first, but then it dries, and it dries with no soda ash on it. So that's one way to take care of it. With most of my soaps, I don't mind if there's soda ash, or if there is soda ash, it's covered by the soap frosting. Or if there's no soap frosting, it's usually something that works in the favor of the soap. So far, we haven't had an issue where we absolutely had to remove soda ash on a soap, because it usually works in our favor. So you can see the soap was pretty well set up, pretty thick, and it's getting a bit messy. I'm gonna say it's because of the thickness of the soap that I'm making such a mess, but it's really just because I'm a messy soaper. If my mom and partner had been making the soap, it would have been much cleaner, but you got me today, so it is what it is. So I'm trying to smooth it out as best I can. You can see it. I'm really having to drag that soap around and really having to try to work it into the corners. I wasn't too worried about the very near edge of the mold, because I knew those would get sliced off later on and just be sample pieces. But I did want to get it as even as possible so I can put in the design and just overall make it look good. I want it to look rustic, but not, sloppy or trashy, which hopefully you don't think it looks trashy. I really love the way it turned out. I think I'll add some pictures to the end of this instead of just making you guys go over to my Instagram. Not that I don't want you over there. If you're not already following us, please go over to Instagram and follow us. But yeah, I'm going to add in some pictures because they came out wonderful. But before that, you'll get to see me decorating the soap as well as the cutting of the soap. From here, it's pretty standard, pretty boring. So I'm going to speed this up, throw in some music, and let you get to the beautiful pictures and B-roll. It's the next day. It's now time to unmold, cut the soap, and follow it up with some super sexy B-roll and photos. Enjoy. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a share. And if you really enjoyed it, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and leave us a comment below.